It's the Caitlin Lee MTGO Show.
I'm going to take Shielded over Mana Vault. And hopefully we can pair it with some nice draw 7s, huh? Can I win Sunday's awesome? Took the ex's kid out to lunch for her birthday. Got a billion hugs. Oh, cool. That sounds wholesome as shit. Can I win? Yeah, right, Froll? Oh, man, we doing this again? I'm going to take Psychic Frog over Library. Library is really good, especially in some matchups. I feel like Frog is better in, like, a lot of different spots. Like, if you're turn 2 and want to play a Frog. Yeah, the game earlier today where I just got to body a Minsk and Boo. That was so sick. That they ramped out. I was just like, turn 2 Frog. They're like, ramp out Minsk and Boo. I was like, alright. Kill it, draw a card. Real fucked up. So it does give you a Madness outlet for Shadowgrange. Shadowgrange typically wheels. I'm just going to take the Tarn here. Ooh, I'm just going to take a Watery Grave here. Here we go. Here we go. Frog's like the new Oko. Yeah, right? Let's snag this Dark Ritual. Let's see, Lane shielded a little early. Nooch saw Sabaton and Judas Priest a couple nights ago. Got invited last minute by the Godfather. Oh, cool, Nooch. I hope you showed him great respect on the day of his daughter's wedding. Yeah, it was I caught that show over the summer. Really enjoyed it. It was a good time. Judas Priest is one of those bands that just put out like enough albums that their set list is going to be insane. I was actually hoping they were going to play more new stuff. That was my only real complaint from the show. I did see that. Hey, a Frozen Zebra, the Hypnotoad. It's pretty excellent. It's up for sale. Is it on eBay? Do you know what it's going for? Almost certainly too rich for my blood. Looking at Nethergoyf, looking at Cryptic Coat and Odawara. I kind of like the Odawara. I've been impressed with these other cards, but juicing up the mana base is good. Get some value in the mana base. Helps reduce flood. I'm gonna take Baleful Mastery here. $900 last you checked? Yeah, I can. I have some pieces of original Magic art that would probably sell for not much more than that. Ooh, here we go. Sheldock, Time Warp, Deep Cavern Bat, Bone Shards. I'm leaning Time Warp, but like maybe Batter Bone Shards makes sense. Yeah, let's take the Warp. Let's take the Warp. Extra turns are good. It's a wild altar. Yeah, right? I mean, it's like an intuitive altar with this card in particular. But now it seems like you're going to see other artists doing this altar, and it's going to be so much worse. It's going to be like, oh, but I've seen a better version of that. So good. Gush is really good with Psychic Frog. I don't know if we're going to have Cryptic Command mana. I'm going to take the Gush. Is it some famous artist? It's a famous altarist. And Cuber. Cube Drafter and Cube Curator Extraordinaire. He's going to be coming to CubeCon this year. He hangs out in chat sometimes. One of the best and most well-known altarists. Yeah. My understanding is that he's got quite the waiting list if you want to commission something. I think he was actually in the chat when he was painting that. Had us on in the background. Huh. If I had a reanimation effect, I would be taking this Archon over Mox Pearl. But I don't, right? I don't have a reanimation effect. I think I would take Force of Will or Mana Drain over Counterspell. Or, I mean, over the Mox Pearl too, but I don't know if I'd take Counterspell, rather. I think you take the Mox Pearl over the Caracas. Just thinking about like what the deck needs. Caracas is pretty fucked up. Just like can't answer your Shieldred. I like Voidwalker over True Name. Trying to decide if we need Tar Pit. Let's take the Voidwalker. Ideally the Tar Pit would wheel, huh? Ooh, Thoughtseize, perfect. So the Dark Ritual plays well with the Mind Twist. Memory Lapse is a really good counter, though. That pick might be crazy. The Memory Lapse over Mind Twist. This pick's hard, too. We're getting, like, mono hard picks here. Come on, Bodo, give me an easy one. Looking at Liliana, Grief, Darkslick Shores. Recurring Nightmare and Proburn are both below those three, I think. I think I want the Grief. It's like pretty easy for this deck to Dark Ritual it out on turn 2. We have another card for that, except for the Shieldred. I mean, the Liliana's good with Dark Ritual as well. It's not like some... Yeah, shit, I don't know. Alright, give me the damn Liliana. Let's go. Ooh, hello. Well, we did get an easy one. So we have some discard outlets. We have no reanimation effects. Do we want to spec on Grizzlebrand, which pairs very well with Shieldred? Or we just want a Bronco in here? Bronco's kind of awkward with some of our cards, but I think I like it. I think I like it overall. Seen some real premium reanimation targets in this pack. And we passed them all. This is not Manowar, no. This is Astral Doors. We didn't get that late life death, though. I'll leave it out, I suppose. Literal 0 people on Reanimate? I mean, I am. I am now. The last pick, Philia? I feel like that dog got underrated, that pack. That's how I feel. Corpse Dance is kind of just okay. I don't think I would play it here, not with Archon. It's like a little bit better with Grizzlebrand. I think I'm just going to take Strix, even though Strix probably wheels with how late that Tar Pit went. Necromancy, here we go. Oh, there's a Trax in the pack. Ooh. I mean, the Shallow Grave comes back, right? There's no way the Necromancy and the Shallow Grave disappear. We passed Grizzlebrand already. Yeah, I'm actually going to take a Traxa. We'll see how well that works out for me. What's another discard outlet? A pretty good one, because it loots too. I think we're just going to take the Urborg. It's really good with Recurring Nightmare, right? Because it's a body dissect to the Nightmare. Alright, I'll take the damn Mutt. Hello, Exhume. Got in a pack with Force of Will. I think I'm actually going to take the Force. Normally I would take Baragoi over Kaido, but I want to boost the blue count a little bit. It doesn't need much, just a little bit of a boost. I mean, Kaido's going to work out here well, too. I'm going to play some off-color duels to potentially play this Atraxa. Not something I do very often in Cube, but here I think it's, like, free enough. Well, we got more Madness stuff for the Arcfiend. Maybe we'll play that one. Both came back. I wonder if that means we'll get the Exhume, too. Awkward that the Underground Mortuary is not fetchable, I think I'm going to cut the Nethergoyf. We're becoming less aggro control and more reanimator aim. Right, that's the idea, Adam Caps. That's why the Tundra and Mox is in there too, so I don't need the Mox Pearl for hardcast Atraxa. 7 mana is not that hard. The Urborg Wield. Making that Voidwalker look very castable. There's the Exhume. I think with the Exhume, I can cut Corpse Dance. These were like our last cuts. Maybe I go back to cutting the Shadow Grange. No, Godless Shrine. So unlike Tundra, Godless Shrine actually has a cost, and the cost is 2 life. We can fetch the Tundra too. I'm not as worried about white as green for the Atraxa. You think Gush seems good with Double Force? It seems good with Double Force. It seems really good with Psychic Frog too. I thought it'd be really strong there. Your late game frogs like suddenly a 4/5 out of nowhere, or 5/6, right? Yeah, I think I want to cut a black card here. I'm just deciding which is the worst black card. Our creature count for Recurring Nightmare is a little bit better than it looks, because Kaido can spit out a token too. And we have Tar Pit in the mana base. I've sacked a lot of Tar Pits to Recurring Nightmare, historically. If one of my mana sources wasn't Mox Pearl, I'd be thinking about just cutting a land. Our curve's pretty tight. Oh, I could cut Time Warp, potentially. Sweet one to find with Atraxa, though. This is 10 black sources, 8 blue. That's actually really strong. A little light on islands for Tundra. Or not Tundra, but Gush. A little light on islands for islands. You know, I'll just play one more. Maybe Otawara should be an island for Gush. How crazy is that? A little on the crazy side. Otawara is really good. I'll have some good cards instead of it. What did I leave instead of Otawara speedrun? If they were so good, can you please remind me? This in crazy value that definitely would have made my main deck. I told you why I cut Otawara. I gave you the reasoning. It wasn't like for funsies. It wasn't for nothing. It was for an actual late game deck consideration. Actually being able to cast my Gush, right? There was a time walk I passed for it. Yeah, that was so big. So big. I was like, well, this Otawara seems more important than this time walk. I'm sitting here with like 10 playable cards in the sideboard that I cut. We could have been 11. We could have one more. It's a good card, speedruns. I think I'm going to lead on the Mortuary. I could sack out and been a big chonker. For the Recurring Nightmare here. Do I want to keep Jace? I think I'm going to bin it. Oops. Gets me closer to a fatty. think there's a really good chance this recurring nightmare actually gets bin to the frog. We'll see what we draw for the turn. Why not play Nightmare and get the Jace back? Because I don't want a fucking Jace here. I want a Psychic Frog. What do you mean? I could have a Psychic Frog and a Scrapwork Mutt in play, or I could have a single Jace. Jace loots, Frog fucking draws cards. Nah, not at all, Leech Troll. Chat's being normal chat. It's possible my my tone is more aggressive than it needs to be. Hello. Kind of a decision here, because I could actually recurring Nightmare back the Arcfiend instead of Manacing it. Let's draw a card first, before we go too deep. I guess we get an extra card if we bid the Arcfiend now. Or an extra damage, rather. Yeah, let's fucking do it on their turn. God, wouldn't it suck to get reprieved, though? Yeah, if we just bin it and then recurring Nightmare it into play, we gain 3 life and go up to 19. Whereas if we manage it, we go down to 8. Yeah. And we don't have to worry about reprieve if we just do it now. Let's just do it now. We lose this mud. I don't think the mud matters. No worries, there's an onboard Lion Sash. I do not expect to be using this recurring Nightmare again in the near future. Ooh, that sucks. And then just give her to brick my 8 form. Well, I guess it's Tar Pit time. Glad I didn't go like all in on the frog hum. No Bogart. I don't know what day I'm gonna get. Like, I can't be like I'm gonna do Tuesday because like the openings aren't up. We'll see what day I can get. They go live tomorrow. Yeah, you're fine, Bogart. As soon as I know, I'll put it in the stream title. A while back, I was thinking it'd be crazy if this game went long enough to get up to Atraxa. Someone said Atraxa mana when we got green and white, but like, it's only another couple land drops from here, right? No, my things, my beautiful things. I guess I get to recast it next turn. The Arcfiend. Assuming I draw land, right? I think they're considering getting some extra damage in on the Sash. They're just figuring out if, yeah, they want to exile their own thing. It's a lot of stuff. I wish Damnation was still in the cube, Am I dead on board? Block figure, take 9. I mean, I gotta have 2 blockers. Meh, I'm off it. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Well, I'll leave Force of Will in. I'm just gonna cut negation for like one more thing. Maybe another wave's not good. I'm just thinking of them eating up my graveyard and another wave being an 0-1. Yeah, maybe this is worse than the Force negation. At the end of the, it's yeah. I'm doing the thing that I always criticize Chad of like sideboarding for the game that we lost instead of like thinking about a game that where we might win, what that might potentially look like. So at the end of that game, they had a bunch of stuff in play beating down and be like, oh, it should be nice if we had a 3-4 or whatever, but another grave wouldn't have even been a 3-4 there, right? Same as Souls of Lost. They both doing dog shit. It's best not to hyper focus on like the state of the game at the very end is kind of what I'm getting at. Like the stuff that actually like concludes in you losing happens over the course of the game. It's more than just the final board state. If I had a sweeper, it would definitely come in though. That's for shame. That's for fucking shame. You can keep this. Liliana would be hot with this draw, huh? Hoping this tricks cantrips me into some nice action. The turn 1, Esper Sentinel. Is this it? Is this the hard cast attracts the game? We're missing our green source. So the green source is the harder one. We have like essentially 3 white sources because we have a fetch and then a mox on top of this tundra. Hell yeah, Badooby. I'm jelly. I've seen them live 3 times now, and I look forward to the next time I catch them. You're surprised that Krabob is in the board? Yeah. I feel like it's probably at its weakest against aggro, right? So we could ritual out this Shadow Mage Arcfiend. It doesn't seem worth it, though. We could also cycle the Time Warp. I'm just going to serve with the Tar Pit and pass. Yeah, this Arcfiend just nomming down on 1/1s. Not getting very well fed in this match. Definitely boarding in a forest. I win. Go me. Just fucking grinding them out, huh? Grinding them out. Got that fucking forest in there. Have a bare minimum for Gush. I think 10 black sources is a bare minimum for the rest of the deck, too. Maybe that means that I have to cut Gush to add the basic forest. Or maybe I'm just going up a land on the draw. Fucking 41 cards. I think Crab is dog shit pro Olympic. It's been really bad for me. I think it's especially bad if your opponent's playing a bunch of 1-drops and they empty their hand quickly, and so you're not even getting a card out of their hand. The only times I've seen Crab be good are like when I'm playing an Eldrazi deck and I've got a fucking Emrakul stuck in my hand. And then your opponent like wins the 25% chance to hit it out of your 4 cards or whatever. If Crab's been amazing for you, if like if you could just like high roll on Crab all day, you're playing the wrong game. You should be playing Craps or something. The fact that it doesn't skip over lands like a Tolly is a real bummer. You haven't jammed 41. Does Voidwalker suck against aggro? Nah. If you have a Void, like, for one, like, you're not necessarily, like, you remember all those tar pit attacks I got in and stuff? You attack, you still need to kill the opponent, even though they're the quote-unquote aggro deck. And now when they burn a removal spell on, like, your premium card, assuming they don't have to use the removal spell on the Voidwalker, now you get to use it. But yeah, I promise you that the Crab is worse against aggro. We have more sources of white naturally, Omniscience. I don't want to fill my deck with off-color basics. Pretty good hand. All right, they can Virtue at instant speed, so I still don't want to serve with the Shieldred. Does that mean I want a downtick? Oh no, the Spirit token can just clear it. All right. Oh no, but not this turn. Not this turn. That's right. That's downtick. Opponent firing off swords willy-nilly into Reanimator is crazy. I don't think so. Like killing a Jace, I think that's a fine target for a removal spell. Not only could Jace enable a reanimation because it's a discard outlet, so like it could reanimate something like a fast Grizzlebrand that a swords is not gonna beat necessarily. I had a thought there, but it didn't finish. That's fine. Got lost on the way to the bus station. Yeah, right, Eric? They did have another removal spell in hand. The Arcfiend Madness works through Containment Priest, right? You're still casting it from the Madness Zone. Oh, but the Flicker Wisp is gonna get the Shieldred out of the way, and then I think Flicker Wisp is better. I guess Flicker Wisp can answer like a larger creature than Skyclave can. I don't know, they get to clear Cyto. Yeah, this is bad, or Kaido, rather. I think we can pack this one up, so close. If only we had a 3/2 Shadow in there somewhere. If there was even a turn I could have snuck it in if I had drawn it. We also didn't really have anything in the sideboard. Our sideboard was all dog shit for that particular matchup. So it's not like I had some like insane anti-creature card in the sideboard that I could have brought in. I think I gotta use my Thoughtseize before I lose a good spot for it. Instead of running out Jason Tomb. Where were you last turn? Yeah, I'm gonna take this Tinker. And hopefully that Spellseeker doesn't have anything too nasty to grab. Start draining the resources. They just recalled, so it's hard to do, but there must not be much of an Academy deck if they're bidding it there. Maybe they have some artifact producers that works really well with, like Tameo or Oko or something. Tireless Tracker, that sort of deal. Yarp. The Gush ensures that I can play the Time Warp next turn, which could end up being really good. Opponent discarded Augur of Autumn. I shouldn't have played this Necromancy. Maybe. Feels like they clicked through the Liliana so fast. Is this that fucking Spelljacker card? Okay. It's not, but it's still annoying. Yeah, I should have paused when they discarded Augur of Autumn and just like passed the turn back to them. I think they would have fired off the Confluence to just draw 3 then. And the Necromancy gets to resolve the turn after. They don't just let me like... But that was mine! That was mine, Liliana! I like the looks of the opponent's deck. Looks like something I might draft. Pretty rare for me to end up with like Academy and a bunch of Mana Dorks, but like the Bant Shell with like acceleration counters, Ancestral Recall, Fractured Identity, taking advantage of the gold cards in those colors, and then also like the really good green acceleration and fixing. It's good stuff. Yeah, tar picking into Liliana there. That was kind of fine. That was kind of fine being done, though. The grab's a little bit better in this spot. I think the opponent's still dumping their hand pretty quickly for it. But it's a little bit better because they actually have like top-end spells like Fractured Identity that you can hit, right? It has a chance to do something. You got it, friend. Saving this memory lapse for a Tinker, I guess. Or some similarly obnoxious card. Yeah, lapsing recall doesn't really do much. Next turn it's played again for 1 mana, right? Would only lapse at recall if, like, I was convinced that I had something that could make the recall look worse the next turn. Like if I was going to untap and land to Shieldred, then it makes sense to lapse it. Oh, it sounds sweet, Mark Chalice. Not sure I'd take credit for that style of deck, but does sound like a cool one. I was hoping to see a nice chonker to necromancy out. Am I winning this race? They hit me for 2 a turn. They take 1.5 each turn. I'm just going to go ahead and memory lapse that. We know the rest of their hand is nothing. So this is actually a time walk now. Replay the Talisman. I get to smack for 8. Pilgrim down. Yeah, I mean, we have their clock, right? Now we can start abyssing, as long as they don't rip an answer here. 10-mana Ulamog would have been the best card here, right? Because they could have hit their Crypt and my Shadow Grange. That card's so unreal. Yeah, even in this matchup, like the Crab's more likely to get a random Mana Dork or something. Or Talisman or whatever, and something actually good. Kai Bud was targeting it up on Twitter earlier. He liked it as an answer to One Ring. Sack it off, get some value. I've had One Ring and Crab in the same deck before. I haven't been in a spot where that was the play, though. Ooh. Hello. Dark Ritual actually looking good. I guess it was good last game. Let me get my 7-drop a little sooner. Oh yeah, the Dark Ritual made this hand so much better. I think Liliana's just going to cash in for this tracker. Kaido draw card, very tempting. I think I want to hold up the Force Negation. Cool. Look at us winning a match. Look at us winning occasionally. Have an odd little keep here, but we're on the play, so we can like turn to Liliana and Edict whatever their 1-drop is. And I think these blue cards that are currently stranded in my hand are very good. So if we do hit a blue source, I think we have pretty good odds of winning. Depending on the matchup. What do we have for a step after this? I don't think my next deck is going to get fully played through Catbeards. Uh-oh. Turn 2 Teferi. Yeah, I don't think my turn 2 Liliana is going to bust this turn 2 Teferi. Now, well, I've got cards stranded in my hand. Oh, shit, what up? Hey, Bellmeister, thanks for 27 months there. Bellmeister saw the Midnight and Chromeo on Friday. They just did a remix with Sia and brought her out. It was a great show. Then came home and bought tickets to see Dance with the Dead in December. Feels like a golden age of shows right now. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday, Bellmeister. I've been having a really similar experience. Got a lot of sweet tickets for various shows and such. Anyway, sounds like you had a blast. Love to hear that. Hope you have a good time at Dance with the Dead. I enjoyed them a lot when I saw them. You're hunting me with your mono red? Oh no, Triflin. Oh, nice. So Liliana could edict the Gadgeteer, which then lets me clear the Teferi with my Emperor Bones. I guess that's worth doing, huh? I think they were worried about the Liliana Edict happening, or the Liliana Ultimate. We don't really have Goyf in our deck or anything. Do we get Exhume? I don't even remember. I don't even remember what's in here. I guess I'll exile that. I like how we still don't have a blue mana. Frog somehow still ended up being insane. Didn't even need to cast it. Alright, they did not look like an Arc Fiend matchup. The crab will come in. Just for the crab lovers out there. How's it turn 2 Teferi? I do have Exhume in here. Do I keep another no blue source hand? Sure. I think we're gonna Mutt, bin Shieldred, and then turn 3 out the Exhume Shieldred. Hope that's enough pressure for the library. Gosh, perfect. Everything is going according to plan. Hey, there we go. There we go. I think I'm still Exhuming next turn. I think that's still the plan. Get that damage in, huh? Get that damage in. Very roundabout little Lotus Petal there, that Exhume. It's a bit of a bummeroo scheme. Well, let's throw it underneath their library. Sure. I guess I'm glad I Exhumed before they played Flage. Not that it matters with a lot of what you're getting back. Hey, there we go. Is Emperor Bones in Modern? Should be, right? Didn't this go through Standard? No. But that's Modern Horizons, right? Shouldn't this be in Modern? It does seem like a very satisfying way to exile Flage. MH3 so Modern. I mean, some MH3 cards are not in Modern. I feel like you have to double check sometimes. Pyroglyph, etc. People do play it in Gorios. Oh, yeah, that's true. I have seen it there. As like a 1 or 2 of. Right? Grief's a Modern Horizons card that you would assume would be Modern legal, but just isn't for some reason. I guess I should be gushing first. I can still do that. Make sure the gush resolves before I block. Oh, no, yeah, it's just going to be a good block. I forgot the lands go back first. Psychic Frog's so fucked up. What do I think the worst ban has ever been and the best? I really dug the do you count like pre-bannings as like a banning? A lot of those were really good. This is yes, Bulldozer. Interesting. Okay. Oh, they couldn't dress down to save their colonnade because their colonnade would just lose flying anyway. Amazing. The fetches in Pioneer, I think, were like a really good banning. I think I'm gonna force negation this deck. I think they're leading on it because they need to loot into something, and that something might let them live. If they get like a bounce spell or something to play on my turn, then force negation doesn't work. Not bad, not bad. Has Psychic Frog leaped over Fable as my pack one pick one? I don't think Fable's been ever been my literal pack one pick one. I've talked it out as my first pick in red. There's been times when I've liked it as my first pick in red, but it's never been my pack one pick one non-power card. I do think Psychic Frog is my number one in the cube, though. Card's real fucked up. You do have to be in blue-black. You know, you do have to, like, fight for blue-black, which is annoying sometimes, but I mean, blue also got some, like, really nice boosts lately. Like, Tamio